I just came.
তার কি ভদ্রপুর পাশে
Oltre with a cities profile that
We are going to get started in about 5 minutes to 7 minutes, so can I get everyone started to get seated? All right? Please start moving forward, get seated, because we are going to have a lot of people who are going to be coming in. Just, all right? Can I get everyone seated, please? Can I have everyone on the showcase? Everyone get seated. Let me get the doors closed. We're about to start right now. Can I get everyone please seated? We would like to start right now. Can I Can I get everyone to seat it on the showcasing, please? Come sit. Thank you. All right. Hello. Hi, everyone. Glad to have you again. Morning session went very well. The second session is about to start. We have some special guests in the audience. Ambassador Dan Zina, U.S. Ambassador, is here. So can I get a round of applause? Thank you for coming. So in the morning, we had some great sessions, some great speakers. And this initiative that we're doing is everyone together. It's a collaboration. And we're very, very happy to have everyone in this room to help and put together this community, this event. And we've also had special support from a lot of our sponsors and outreach partners. And I'd like to thank you in the beginning of this with quick thanks. We have the US State Department, Startup Dhaka, CRDS Global, and then we have community sponsors from Citibank, LR Global, Popular Life, AISD, Instar, Amra, Magneto, Khan Group, Orchid Printers. Then we also have media partners, Radio Shati, Independent, Dhaka Tribune, and Daily Ektifan. We also had a lot of outreach partners to get the word out to everyone. Basis, Brand Forum, ESAT, JCI, GBG, GBG, BVD, PreneurLab, ELAB, World Bank, WAVE. So the point is, it's a collaboration of everyone coming together and making this happen, right? Right? So one day, you guys are the ones who are going to be stepping up here and also making it happen across Bangladesh, across all the cities. And that's what we want. We want to inspire you. So without further ado, first I'd like to ask the Senior Manager of GIST, Ovidiu, to just introduce our welcome keynote speaker and take it away. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fayaz. It has been a pleasure to work very closely with you over the past few days, and you've been a great partner for the GIST initiative. It's a pleasure to be here with you all, and welcome. Ambassador Mazina, good to see you again, and glad to see a full house of entrepreneurs and all the entrepreneurs. It's my pleasure to introduce you the person that will provide the welcoming remarks on behalf of the US State Department. It is our colleague from the OES Bureau, and we have been working very closely for the past few years in implementing the GIST initiative together. And it's a public-private partnership that benefited a lot of entrepreneurs from all around the world, from Middle East, Africa, Turkey, and Asia, and now expanding even more globally. So, Catherine, thank you very much for the support of the US State Department in making all these ideas come true, and we welcome your remarks. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm really happy to be here today and to welcome all of you to the 10th GIST Bootcamp and Demo Day. Our program, the GIST Initiative, started in 2011. It's a partnership with the U.S. Department of State and CRDF Global. And we work to empower young science and technology entrepreneurs to help them make their dreams come true. We're always so impressed with these entrepreneurs because they are trying to solve problems in their local communities, their regional communities, and around the world. So let's give all of our entrepreneurs a round of applause. One of the reasons we're very excited to be in Bangladesh for the first time is we've seen the energy of Bangladeshi entrepreneurs with the GIST initiative since 2012, when Renovations Technology won first prize in one of our global competitions. I see Hassan from Global Renovations Technology here today, and he was able to join us for our 2012 GIST entrepreneurship journey across the U.S. and get exposure to different ideas of innovation entrepreneurship ecosystems in the U.S. and share with us what we have learned here in Bangladesh. We've also been excited with how interactive y'all have been in our tech decks, our interactive expert panel discussions that are global. So we hope that you'll join us for our next one, which will be in September. And of course, we wouldn't be here today without our local partner, Startup Dhaka. Really appreciate everything that y'all have done for us. I'd also like to thank my colleagues at CREF Global, and of course, the U.S. Embassy here in Dhaka for all of their support to make this event possible. I get a lot of questions sometimes about why the U.S. State Department is interested in a program like this. Why did we start working on this? And the answer is that we see science and entrepreneurship as a way to catalyze individuals to improve lives in their communities and to help economic growth locally and around the world. Just as a tangible representation of the U.S. government's commitment to science and technology, youth, women, and entrepreneurship in all of our global outreach. I want to congratulate all 30 local companies who have participated in our boot camp over the last 2 days. I want to thank you for being here, for being showcased, sharing with us what you've learned, and I want to remind you, as Fayaz was saying, to give back to the community and share what you've learned in our boot camp and here today at Demo Day with others who are also starting their companies. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Up next, wait, before that, wait. You guys have a phone, right? All you guys have a phone. Let's take that phone out, and let's put it on silent. But when you do take that phone, we have a hashtag, GISTED. Take a picture and tweet it, Facebook post it, share it, all right? It's live right here on the right. Thank you. Olivia, please.
So the next part of the program, it's my pleasure to have two wonderful guests with us. It's a fireside chat. We will have as a guest one of the most successful entrepreneurs from the US, Mr. Thor Enston, who is actually coming originally from a village of 552 people from Iceland. He is the most prominent person from that specific village in Iceland. He told me this is the most important point that I should underline. The second important point is that he actually is a serial entrepreneur, and his last he was the lead architect for Zynga, one of the leading mobile gaming companies. And the other company that he has built, Odax Health, he just exited for a 9-figure amount 1.5 months ago. So in US dollars, not Zimbabwean currency. So that's also worthwhile mentioning. So please join us and report and also with us we have one of our greatest representatives of the partner Startup Dhaka. We have Mustafiz, who is the founder and CEO of Startup Dhaka. He's an angel investor. He's also an entrepreneur. He has worked previously with HSBC, and he is one of the key engines and drivers and catalysts behind building the community of entrepreneurship in Bangladesh, and also the founder of the very cool co-working space Wave that aims to bring together successful entrepreneurs. So if you would like to join us, Mustafiz, thank you. So the purpose of this conversation is to have a chat with both Thor and Mustafiz from the entrepreneur and venture point of view. With the GIST initiative, when we started this initiative, we decided to focus everything on the entrepreneur. So all the resources we have centered on the entrepreneur, the training, the mentorship, the support, everything. So 2 years and a half into the GIST initiative, this approach worked. Our top entrepreneurs raised about 21 million in funding, US dollars, generated 800 jobs, and they are about 24 million in revenue. We are talking about seed and early stage companies across all the countries we work with. Also, we built a social media network that has about 240,000 members on Facebook. Where also we'll welcome all you to join. It's a GIST initiative. One thing we'd like to discuss with our guests today, with Thor and with Mustafiz, from the venture point of view, from the entrepreneur, a key idea is how do you come up with the idea of a venture? As we work in a lot of countries, we see the same type of ventures coming. Not all the time they really address a problem, and not all the time the entrepreneur actually, I mean, a lot of times the entrepreneur cares about that subject, but what I understood is like, what's the need? How do you identify a need? And why do you care about it?
Thanks for the introduction. First of all, I'm glad to be here. So the question around how to come up with the ideas is one that assumes that the idea is what's important. And I think the one thing certainly that I've learned is the idea itself is the easy part. Because we can all sit here and come up with thousands of ideas. They're all good ideas in and of themselves. But getting the idea into becoming real and into becoming a company is the hard part. And there's a lot of methodology, a lot of heuristics, and a lot of tactics that are coming out, whether it's lean startup or customer development or a number of other things that you can study and that we're certainly teaching here in the workshop and talking a lot about how to take the idea and validate that somebody actually cares about it, that there's a customer, or there's a user, or that there's some sort of unique need being filled by what it is that you're trying to do. So what I would recommend as an entrepreneur, to other entrepreneurs, is put a lot of effort up front into validating the unique customer value, unique customer need that you're trying to address. Even by starting with 20 ideas, putting effort into validating all of them, because what you will learn from that is what can actually work, potentially scale. Because if you just take your idea and you sit by yourself and you put all your effort and all your money and all your resources into building it, and that's then a year later, 2 years later, it's the first time the user or customer actually sees it, you might be dead wrong.
Okay, so it's very important once you have an idea to validate it, and that's a very key process of actually confirming that there is a need that is being fulfilled. Most of these, do you have any reflections on the ideation side here? It's how people come about coming up with ideas for ventures. I see, and as for the bootcamp, we saw it's a super entrepreneurial spirit. It seems like everyone has 4 to 6, 7 venture ideas at the same time. So it's also a matter of kind of focus and also how much they resonate with each one of the type of issues or problems or the needs that they want to address. Do you have any reflections?
Sure. When I wear many hats. One of the hats I wear is an angel investor. So far, invested in 2 companies, including my own. But when I talk with startup founders here, and oftentimes when I ask for, okay, beside the idea, why you? What is that, make this work? What are the skill sets that you have to make it, different? And oftentimes, I also go after the motivation. Why are you doing this? And what I, oftentimes I struggle, or I see the founders struggle with answering this very simple question. Oftentimes they say there's a need for it. It's Thor touched on. Okay, if there's a need for it, how do you have a proven model? Do you have any market data? The customer buy your product or service that you want to buy? So these basics fundamentals are often absent. It's always driven by the cool factor. I don't know. Maybe they think it's cool to be a startup founder that may have certain, fulfill certain personal wish. But I often discourage people not to take the entrepreneur route. Before this, I used to work for a multinational bank for 7 years, 5 years in Singapore, 5 years in Dhaka, 2 years in Singapore. And then I was again called back here. At that moment in time, I decided whether I should look for something or should I just, go after my craving that I always thought, because I started as an entrepreneur, I had a family business, and then moved into professional realm. And one of the things I did adjust is that I used to get a six-figure check, and it was a very comfortable life. And I talked with the first person I talked with was my wife, and I told her that the decisions I'm going to do right now is going to have a major effect in my life and also your life too. And also I had a one-year-old kid then. And I told her that we will have to make serious life adjustments. We may not have a car, we may not have a driver, maybe we have to live with my parents, I don't know which I am right now. But soon we're moving out. Nice news, yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is that it is very, very difficult. Can you consciously take that decision and go for it? And I would discourage 99% of people that don't do it. It's tough.
Okay. We'll also be getting questions. So please, if you have a question, I think some of our colleagues will give you some paper. If not, just prepare your question. About 10 minutes, we'll start getting questions. You want to add?
Yeah, just also like to add something that you guys can do, take away from this in a more practical way. There's a fantastic post by Paul Graham about startup ideas. Paul Graham is the founder of Y Combinator, which is probably the top accelerator incubator has seen hundreds of companies go through and tens of thousands of pitches. So he spent a lot more time than probably anybody else on this concept of how to think of ideas, what's a good idea, what's not a good idea, etc. His article makes one key point, which is that there's two types of ideas. One that I use a great metaphor for, it's like a pond, where it looks like it's a very wide thing that affects a lot of people, where every single person in this room has a certain problem that it affects, but it's not very deep. So it's not a pain point. It's something that, yes, it would be nice to be a minor inconvenience if we had something a little bit good, versus something that's like that, which is a very deep thing, but not very wide. So it may only affect a small number of people. We can really dig in and get to a solution of some sort for that. We can really validate the problem we're trying to solve because it's something that affects us over time. And I recommend that all the entrepreneurs here that are exploring ideas or even interested in it, read that article.
Great insights. Also, I will add another resource with the GIST initiative. We did a series of Tech Connect global broadcasts on a couple of topics, including one on ideation, where we have 1 hour of content specifically on this, also with other US entrepreneurs and diaspora, and you can find them on our website, gistinitiative.org. Moving on, also another key element is how, once you identify a problem, a need, you care about it, how do you assemble a team? And what sort of principles, how should you think about building a team? And what some of the things you should do, some of the things you should not do? And is there a team different for stage 0 from stage 1? How does this evolve from your experience, Laura?
So there's a few different, just like you said, a few different facets. One of them is get people that are passionate about whatever it is that you're trying to do, because it's a slog. It's going to be a lot of hard work. You're going to go through a lot of tough times together. If you don't have the same aspirational vision that you're working towards, it's going to be really tough. And sort of a follow-on from that is, if you go into business with your friend, assume that the friendship it's going to be tough, and it's probably going to be over. Yeah, there are exceptions, of course, and good on those that make it work. But it's very, very tough, and I don't think that's something specific here.
When I came back last year, one of the first things I wanted to do is observe and find out who I can work with. Someone or somebody, people who have similar vision and values and aspirations. So it took me almost 7 to 8 months to finally decide to work with certain people. So it was a lot of reflection and observation and engaging. And one of the first person I did got into investing, and then we have done 2 investments so far. Is Fayaz Tahir. I met him last year in start of weekend, 3rd January, early morning fog, and there, Fayaz was standing there, and I said hi. That hi translated into this today. But I didn't jump into it. I took my time to understand the person, and I took the long shot. So yes.
Those are great, wonderful examples. I want to dig deeper a little bit from the point of view, what sort of skills, expertise, do you see any trends, and both of you, in terms of mistakes entrepreneurs make? Because I know from US also, people will hang out with people that are exactly like them, but to build a venture, you need a different type of skill set. And if you start from the beginning with the DNA, with the set of team that you know doesn't have the skills, and you start distributing equity to them, then you need to redo the company or kind of venture out. I mean, I would like to dig deeper in that.
So the biggest thing is you'll never have all the success. Your company will never be completely full of everything. You'll always be critical gaps. And as in an early stage company, less than 10 people, you can pretty much assume that everybody's going to be doing every job in the company. So I'd say the biggest characteristic to look for in companies that are less than 10 people is being humble and being able to just do whatever it takes to execute against your vision, to clean up if something's a mess. There's nothing that's beneath. And then when the company grows, you need a different skill set. And that skill set transitions from this just get stuff done attitude into more of a leadership management skill set, which if you find a person that can do both, that's amazing. It's very, very rare. So one of the toughest things for entrepreneurs is to recognize that there's transition points in the life of a company as you scale. But I'd say in the earliest phases, if that's what you're asking about, people that are willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done, even if on paper their skill set is not a perfect match. Because really, they're just part of them. They can learn, they're a part of the team, they help out, they add value around it.
Okay, so there's a certain value set that's very important. Mindset and value. Okay. Any reflections?
I would say hire slow, fire fast. That's quite important. You cannot decide, okay, let me see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months and see whether this works out. A startup life, in 3 months, 4 months, change. Things change so fast that they will become a liability that's going to just not sink you, but the whole company. So, and these are people's decisions, and they're always very hard. But if you're a startup founder or a leader, these are some things that you have to do, and very, very fast. Another thing that I think Thor says that when you're starting up, it requires a different kind of skill sets for teams. A lot of times you require people who can multitask because A, you don't have the resources, so you can't hire a lot of people, so people need to be good at doing many things. But as you grow a little bit, then you look for specialization. Then you have resources that you expand on, but ultimately, so I think, so the styles and the manner of resources, it differs a little bit, from seed stage to growth stage.
Great, thank you very much. Do we have any questions from the audience? So I will continue with the one or more questions I have, but in the meantime, if you have. So, from what I learned here that you don't have yet like an institutional venture capital and a very formed networks of angel investors, so on and so forth. So basically, bootstrapping would be one of the key strategies to actually go about building your company. Do you have any thoughts on how some of the companies in US or maybe most of these actually managed to successfully build their ventures through customers?
Sure. So bootstrapping today is very different than bootstrapping 5 years ago. It's very different from bootstrapping 10 years ago. To get a company off the ground 10 years ago probably cost $500,000. 5 years ago, probably $50,000. Today, it's $5,000. The amount of resources you have at your fingertips with AWS or these platforms on demand give you enterprise class infrastructure for free. And then once it starts scaling, it's $20 a month. And it goes up. But that's one example of all of these critical business functions that before you have to invest in, or infrastructure investments, that they are available as a service. Many, many, many more. So the marginal cost of a new company is effectively what it was before there was a product. So bootstrapping is probably the right answer for the vast majority of companies. But another question that you should think about at the end is to what end? Because if you're trying to build a company, trying to scale a company, and hire more people than the original founders, and you obviously have to have capital. In the earliest days, salaries are an order of magnitude more than almost anything else in the company in terms of expenses. But there is a way to do that off of a customer's, basically revenue from customers for certain types of companies. I think that's a valuable point for the entrepreneurs in this room, because the flexibility in the earliest stage investments of convertible notes and other types of things that make it easy to fundraise don't exist here. So instead of going right into hiring a bunch of people and scaling on a company, it might be a good idea to take the customer development mindset that we're talking about and apply it to getting an actual customer, even as a service business, that's related to what you want to build, so that you can transition revenue and people into your product eventually after you get a deeper understanding of what customers actually need. So it's not bypassing the benefit ecosystem, but it's one of these hacks you can use to get around the fact that it doesn't quite exist here in the state.
I firmly believe that money, good ideas doesn't require money. Money, run after good ideas. This is, I think, this is universal. Regardless of it's U.S. or Africa or Bangladesh, I firmly believe in this. When I wanted to jump into the project, the documentary that I did, Sarataka, I thought of okay, how do I finance this? And when I was sharing this idea with my wife, and she was like, so now you're gonna use our savings to make a film that may not even get sold or seen? Are you crazy? And I said, let me figure it out. So the second thing is that if you are a startup founder, you have to be resourceful. Resourcefulness is a trait that you need to have. That means create something of nothing. It's a talent that founders need to have, entrepreneurs need to have. So what I did was I used crowdfunding. I went to Indiegogo. Thankfully, I had a financial credit card and a bank. So I was able to link it up. And my target was to raise $8,500, and I raised $9,000. So if I can do it here, sitting here, anybody can do it. It's just a matter of what the idea was, because people believed in the idea and gave the money. And I would say about 7% of the people were strangers. I didn't know them before. 7%. So they didn't back me. My friends and family backed me up to 30%. But majority were strangers. So that is my thing.
That's a great point. With the GIST initiative, we had those entrepreneurs from Egypt, from Lebanon, that were able to raise 80,000, 70,000 on the crowdfunding platforms. One of the key things right there is advice is you start with the inner circle of friends and how you actually use social media campaigns to move to the strangers, how they call it, how you activate them to support your campaign. And we do have a broadcast on crowdfunding as well. So I'd like to review everything and conclude with some of the key takeaways. So first, there are a lot of good resources like the Y Combinator ideation, the GIST Tech Connect ideation broadcast to kind of think through the steps that you need to take when you come up with idea for a venture. The second key takeaway is that having ideas is not easy, but it's not the most difficult part. The difficult part is in execution and how you create actually a team that cares about those things, that is able to multitask and do whatever it takes. Signing up the first customers and having a customer development mindset is critical, because actually when you don't have availability of capital, the only way, one of the few only ways in which you can grow your company is actually through customers. And fourth, to fund the early stage development of your company, you may use the crowdfunding tools to move ahead. I would like to thank a lot to our friend Sor from Iceland and US, and also to our partner Mustafis from Startup Dhaka. Yeah.
Number of those. You went real fast through some of the sources of information. Are a lot of those on justinitiative.org?
Yes.
So slowly for
So justinitiative.org, and we have all the recordings of the broadcast that we have done, including a visual summary of all the sessions with all the key concepts that we organized. Thank you, George. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll move on to the next stage. Thank you.
All right. Hi. Hi. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, not loud enough. Come on. Gotta get that energy. Pitches are gonna start. Pitches! The most exciting part of the day. Most exciting part of the day. It's gonna be exciting because we have a lot of great people. We have a lot of great entrepreneurs. We have a lot of great mentors. We have some great judges who've flown all the way from the US, Malaysia, different countries. So it's gonna be exciting. And I think this experience already, I'm really excited. I can't wait to hear the pitches. But before we hear the pitches, we gotta get to know how the things are going to be judged, and meet some of our judges. Please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is on. So basically, we have assembled a great group of judges with us. We have a number of the judges that flew from US. We have with us Mr. Jim Bagnola, who is the president of the Leadership Group International. Jim has worked very closely with entrepreneurs from a lot of the countries around the world, I think 90 countries and still counting. He has been instrumental also in my personal development as a professional. Next, we have with us Jim Chang, who is the Executive Director of the Office of Entrepreneurship at George Washington University. Jim works closely with a lot of the entrepreneurs and also commercialization experts from US with the National Science Foundation. And he's a former entrepreneur and investor as well. We have with us, you just met Thor. We welcome him back as a judge. And we have with us Mr. Jim Davidson, who is an early stage investor and former lawyer and executive. And Jim is also one of the early investors in Twitter. And we are actually leveraging Twitter network to actually advance the words and the learning from this event. And we have with us also from the Boston Consulting Group, Mr. Zarif Munir.
People all the way from Malaysia this morning is leading again tonight. So thank you.
Zarif is also an investor and is also a supporter of entrepreneurship, in specific in Bangladesh. And we have also with us Mr. Shubha Rahman, is Director of Intelligence Management. He has been judging also yesterday the judging that got us from 30th to 7th. So I hope I did not forget anyone. We have the gracious presence of the MC. We had throughout this event we had Thor, that is used to have a hammer, and we have the MC. So I said the two of them together, it's MC Hammer. So we said that we'll have them entering on MC Hammer sound. So moving on, I would like to say a few words about the event itself and how we got here, specifically from the type of adventure and the process of the pitching. So we had more than 100 applications from entrepreneurs in Bangladesh, people that wanted to come here, and we reached those applications to all the partners that Bayaz mentioned. We had down-selected from 100 to 30, the top 30 most promising that participated in this bootcamp in the training program for the past 2 days. And the judges yesterday down-selected to the top 7 companies. Today what you will see is you will have, each one will have a 4-minute presentation and 3-minute Q&A. And Bayaz will introduce you the companies and the order for the pitching.
Okay. And when they say 4 minutes, it's going to be 4 minutes. They will not get an extra second. I will make sure of that. Yes. I've done this throughout this, and I've taken the mic away from them, added them on the back, gave them a hug. We just got to distract them, okay? So far, we have 7 teams, and this is the order they're going to be presenting. We have Bongo, we have Bucket City Near, we have City Scope, Light Castle Partners, Panacea, Singularity, and Shopjigoda. Exciting names, huh? I'm sure you guys are waiting to find out what they do, right? Yes?
Yes.
Come on, what is this? I think we need to get the wave going. We need to get the wave going. We gotta get the energy up in this room. We gotta get these guys. Come on, guys, ready? So start from here, the right side of the wave. Ready? Go up. Up. Yeah, that's good. Because the pitchers who are coming here, they need that support. They need your energy because they're going to be pitching in front of over 100 people who's sitting here. I'm nervous over here. All right. So, anyways, we should get started. All right. Can I get the first team up here? Bongo.
Yeah.
I got to run them down. Do not start until I say I'm starting. We just got the wrong presentation. Can we get the next presentation here? Buckets. Can we come up? Sorry. You know, a startup, you always have technical difficulties. And that's what startup life is all about. So today you got to experience it, and you know what we do? When we have a problem, we find a solution, we find a way. And that's the way to go. All right. The next, can I get a round of applause for Okay, when I say your time starts, that's when you start. What is this? I'm going to have a lucky day. Should work now? Can I get someone score? There you go. Finally. Thank you. Hello. All right. Can I get another round of applause? Okay. And your time starts now.
So, 20 years ago, my best friend's sister got diagnosed with autism. And the biggest challenges that our parents faced was that they didn't have access to the right information on what to do, where to go, and what treatment to get. And an ineffective education system, which led to a severe mental deterioration for her. Let's take a look around. In Bangladesh, there's 1.5 million children who are affected by autism. In China, it's 10 million. And in India, it's 10 million, and in China, it's 14. And globally, the rate is just increasing. But no fear, because Bucket Engineers is here, And we are a software solution, subscription-based, for educational games and applications to develop special and specific cognitive and communication skills of autistic children. How do we do this? So we have developers developing specific apps based on their needs and putting it into the buckets platform, from which therapists and parents have access to pre-designed buckets, or they can customize their own bucket. For example, for Fatima right here, with the 9-year-old autistic children studying in Beautiful Mind, an organization for autism, who has shown interest to acquire the solution from us. Our customers are the parents and the social organizations and educational institutions for autism. Our revenue stream is the software subscription and the application and games purchases. So we need 2 years before we break into revenue for product development and research, and we need $200,000 for the investment period. After which we are targeting 500 children with the revenue of $40,000. For the second year, it's 1,000, and for the third year, we want to target 2,000 children in Bangladesh. So my call of action is to you investors to believe in us, because with our solution, the parents and therapists can have the right access to information and an effective education system. And this is just the start. Thank you.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah, I hope she delivered the message. Good, good, good. So, all right.
Yeah.
Are you ready to get some questions from judges?
Sure, I'm ready to get grilled.
Grilled. So, judges, can we get some questions? Who's the team behind?
My team is currently right now with the research team. We have about 3 researchers working for us, collecting data and talking to the customers. And eventually we want to grow into having a developing team of our own and a therapist and an educators team. So that's for the future. Right now we don't need this because we're going to be working with organizations who already have therapists and educators under their shelf.
You had a certain number of target children.
Yeah.
Why so few?
Because it's going to take a lot of time to aware and educate the parents, the organizations, and the therapists on what we're trying to do, because awareness about autism is currently really low in our country. So because of that, we're believing that initially the numbers are going to be lower, but eventually we want to increase it to a higher number with an effective awareness system.
Can you talk a little bit more about the source of the content behind the system, the credibility and authenticity of the recommendations for the parent?
For the parents, as in what kind of applications and develop games we're going to be using. So there has been a couple of US-based and Canada-based researchers on certain kinds of games and applications, which are also available on Autism Speaks. And those are being validated by the researchers that they have a certain kind of development over a certain period of time for specific children.
Any other questions, please? Master Mazina, any questions? No?
Could you explain a little bit more about the revenue sources? You said software and games. That sounded vague.
Yeah, well, the software subscription is a one-time cost. So we're thinking that inside the software, which is the platform, basically you put in the application, and the entire software is a one-time cost. And individually, based on the child's need, you're going to be buying different kinds of applications. Then basically, like if you have software with, say, like I'm selling a software to you with 5 different kinds of applications, but your child does not need those 5 applications. He probably needs only 2 out of those. So they have the option of buying which one they want and which one is really going to be effective for them. So this is how there's a true 2 revenue system. First you have the software, and then you can individually buy the applications which are going to be required for the children based on the therapist's recommendation.
What's going to be your customer acquisition strategy? How are you actually getting these parents to know about what you're doing?
So, for example, the organization who has already shown interest in us, such as Beautiful Mind, we are partnering with them in order to get the customer base and talk to their parents and conduct various kind of trainings and workshops to educate them about what we're trying to do. Based on that, we will be moving on to several other organizations, and there are about like 23, 28 organizations in Dhaka who are working for autism. So eventually we want to multiply these strategies that we're doing for Beautiful Mind and apply it to the other organizations and acquire their parents' mindset.
All right. Thank you very much. And a round of applause. Isn't that exciting? Pretty exciting. Can I get the next team up again? Bongo. It's the right presentation now, right? I don't want to look like a fool in front of you guys. Good. So, wait, let me tell you stuff. Judges, are you guys ready? All right, and your time starts now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, MC Hammer, for having us. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I hope that when you're using Bongo, the experience will be seamless. Bongo is the most comprehensive entertainment portal in Bangladesh. We're a video-on-demand service where we provide users the opportunity to watch any movie, TV show, drama, serial, news clips, sport clips, music videos, documentaries, any kind of entertainment on demand at your fingertips. It's available anytime, anywhere, on any platform where you can watch any form of content. So on mobile, on the web, Apple TV, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. Our platforms are available. We have several platforms available where we will be providing our content to the telcos on their existing content portals, like the 3G TV and web portals. We're building our own web portal. MongoPD.com is our website, which will be launching later this year. And we're also building mobile apps, which will be native to iPhone and Android. Our current content library, we have thousands of videos. We have the largest content library in the country. We have 1,200 movies, over 1,000 TV shows, thousands of music videos, and hundreds of other clips such as documentaries, short films, etc. This is what we have right now. By the time we launch the service, launch our website later this year, it should be 3 to 4 times this amount. And just to give you an idea, Hulu has 3,000 movies and 10,000 videos in their database. So once we're finished, our library will actually be larger than Hulu's. It's a lot of people in Bangladesh. 160 million people in the country, 15 to 20 million non-resident Bangladeshis who live all around the world and who have access to fast internet and have spending power. And there's another 90 million people in West Bengal who are also a target market for Bangladeshi content, or Bengali content. Also, the target market is huge. Right now, there's about 90 million mobile phone users in Bangladesh and 25 to 30 million internet users, and that number is rapidly growing. Our revenue model, we're charging for both mobile and online. For mobile, we have a subscription model where a user can pay a flat monthly fee and they get all the content they want. They can watch anytime on mobile, or a per download basis. So if they want to just watch a movie or a music video, they pay each time they download it. And we're linking this up with all the telcos, so the charging mechanism will be through the mobile. And online, we have a subscription model. The site is free and the service is free, but if they want extra services, they can pay monthly, same as the Hulu Plus model. And also, we're selling banner ads and ads in the videos, such as YouTube. The content that we're licensing, we license fully from the content owners, so TV stations, film producers, production labels, music houses, and we're tying up the content exclusively. We're trying to get most of them exclusively, and what we have so far is mostly exclusive, but some of it is not exclusive. They are for all territories and all digital platforms, and copyright periods for 50 years. We're partnering with TV stations and all the other content producers. Our team is, right now we have a board of 6 people. I'm the managing director. Our chairman is Mr. Anisul Haq, who is quite a well-known personality in Bangladesh. He used to be a news presenter, and right now he's the chairman of Mohammadi Group, and he was ex-president of FBCCI, BGMA, and Sark Chamber of Commerce. The other directors all have a combined experience of investing in a lot of different companies, media, IT, and various other fields. Our future plans. Our plans are to launch the same site in several different countries once our technology platform is fully built and seamless. We're planning to launch in Qatar very soon, especially because they share the same language as us. And after that, we want to replicate the model in Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and other countries who have similar demographics. And our exit strategy is to sell out to larger companies, for example, Hulu, Netflix, or Google, Right now, their content licensing is territory-based. So the value proposition that we're going to give to them is that
Thank you very much.
they can add on a new territorial entity.
Thank you.
A sneak peek of what everything looks like.
Questions, judges? Yes.
Does something like this exist in India?
In India, they have there's two services. One is Hangama.com and one is BigFix.com.
What prevents them from doing what you're doing?
In Bangladesh, we already have all the content, and a lot of it is exclusively tied up. So even if any other competitor does come to Bangladesh or any local company does it, they're a few steps behind us, and they'll never have the same library that we have.
How much does it cost you in all those licenses?
It depends. We do a revenue share model, but we have to pay up front. So we will have spent and will be spending close to $150,000 in advance payments.
How much on?
Our total budget is $250,000.
What do you expect from revenue at some point in the future at scale?
It's hard to predict because it's a pretty new service. We can only look at the models that have from the telcos from past content, value-added content. But we're targeting 1 million users, and we're expecting $1 million or $2 million a year at least. But hopefully much more.
I want to get a clarification on how long your licenses are. You said there's a copyright for 50 years. I didn't understand that, but why? So how long is your average license? Do you have them locked down for 3 years, 5 years?
Our contracts are between 5 and 10 years, but the copyright itself lasts for 50 years. So once we have the copyright from the content owner, we're legally allowed to display that content for 50 years under the same agreement in revenue share.
I was curious about, you mentioned that part of your revenue stream was going to be advertising pays. What types of advertisers would be interested in being adjacent to this content?
What types of advertisers?
Yeah, who would be a typical sponsor of this content? Because you have a broad category of people that are outside the country, inside the country. How would you find advertising opportunities?
We would target services like telcos, a lot of multinational companies, consumer goods like Pepsi, restaurants like KFC. Basically brands that fit in with our target market would be mostly youth and young users, people who like entertainment, people who like movies, TV shows.
So I have a question about the strength of the content itself. Do you have any statistics on how popular local movies are compared to, say, foreign or other types?
Foreign movies are definitely more popular, and down the line, because we're trying to expand and grow in a few different countries, we're also going to try and license North American content. But to give you an idea, the average hit movie, Bangladesh movie on YouTube gets 5 million hits. So it's not too bad.
Last question.
So can you talk a little bit about the technology behind this? And presumably there's a platform to deliver this CRM, et cetera, et cetera. Are you licensing that? Are you building that?
We've licensed an open source video engine, and on top of that, we're building the content and combining it with whatever features we need, and we're building the mobile app. We're building it, basically we're using an existing engine, or we're building everything else.
All right. Thank you so much. Can I get a round of applause? Oh. All right. Up next, we have City Scope. Would you please come forward? Judges, let me know when you're ready, and then we'll get started. Judges, you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And your time starts now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and respected judges. I am Omar Farhan Khan from Team Cisco. I am the co-founder. Before I explain to you about my service, let's go to a common story. See, here a boy is studying, and suddenly the partner offers. What does he do? It's a waste of time. He can't manage his time properly, and it hampers his studies. So the boy gets frustrated as he's losing time. So what do we do? So Citiscope is here to offer this uncommon story. He is studying, which he should do as a student, and suddenly, as he is our premium customer, he gets a notification SMS from Citiscope about when the load shedding is going to occur. He plans his day out, and when the electricity goes, he's not sad, and it's fine. So he was prepared for it, and thanks to Citiscope. The problem we are focusing primarily is power cuts, and this is one of the biggest problems in our country as it's a developing nation, and there is always about 1,000 to 1,500 megawatts shortage of electricity. It hampers our day-to-day lives, it hampers our work, and more importantly about the industrial production, as many mold and glass factories depend highly on the production line, and if it stops suddenly, millions of dollars of the raw materials will get wasted. So we also plan to do some digital banners for the companies so that all the employees, the staff, the management, they can see about the load shedding timings and they can run the production smoothly. The solution is to know about the load shedding schedules, which is also known as the power cuts, so that you can plan out your day and make the maximum, because time is more valuable than money. You lose money, you earn it back, but time, once it's gone, it's gone. So Cityscope is there to do it for you. And this is one of the screenshots which would be like. So you could see about the load shedding timings or a change in the power cut timings, and we will also be providing advertisement, which we want methods of revenue for us. Like as you can see, 20% off for all meets in Dinabasar. So this would be our website interface, and this would be our interactive map. Here, the red zone will be showing the power cut area, the green one where the power is continuously on, and the yellow zone would be showing in 15 minutes where the power cut is going to occur. And if you press on a specific area, you would get to know about the timings. And this would be our mobile app interface for the Java, Android, and iOS platforms. But as in Bangladesh, most of the users don't have multimedia phones, so we will also be servicing SMS and call-based center services. And this will be our mobile app notification, where the internet users and the app users would get a notified. Those who subscribe to us, basically the service will be free. But if you want premium services like the notifications, the pop-up ads, and anything, so they could subscribe to us. And we would be also adding notification ads so that the people could see and we could earn revenue from it. The best part is the data which we would be getting is completely free because it's from the government. And we would collect the data, process it, and integrate it to our system so that our then the integrated map would generate the notifications, and finally the end users, those who are customers, would get to know about. The competition which we are facing, a few power supply companies which are the government, but they have large complex data, about 50 pages for each area in Excel or PDF sheet. It's big and clumsy. A common man can't get through it, and it's very boring and tedious. And they are not, they don't have notification service, and they are not customer satisfaction oriented, which we are. The market opportunity is huge because 87% of the population currently in Dhaka city are availing electricity. 13% don't have access to electricity. And out of that, about half, they don't have any power backup. So they are the main target customers. We want that they should make the maximum use of their time and not waste. In Bangladesh, there are about 90 million mobile users, of which 15 million are in Dhaka. So we, even if we get about 10% of them, so it will be about 1.5 million. And it would be very good for us for earning revenues. For marketing strategies, we would like to do public awareness campaigns with different offices and universities and factories. Then we would also like to do online advertisement, print media advertisement, and word of mouth for our company. The revenues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judges, please ask a question.
One quick question.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, in 10 years' time, we will not have any problems.
Yes, sir.
What kind of exit strategy you have?
As we are doing an integrated map system, so as we know, the power system is gradually increasing. We hope to improve the traffic management system of our platform as our exit strategy.
How easy is it to get real-time data?
The power generation board generates fixes a target for day-to-day production. Then it goes to the main power distribution company, and they have a chart fixed about, and it has an accuracy of more than 80 to 85%. A few problems might occur, but the percentage is pretty good to get the real-time data, except for a few problems.
Any other questions?
Is your target customer really the student who's wondering when to study, or is it the businesses that want to do?
Actually both. So we all want to save our time and make the maximum use of it. So a student, then even a student is worrying about his study time, and the factory owner is worrying about his production line and his money. So both are our customers.
Just one clarification. You mentioned premium subscriptions.
Yes.
What was that product?
The primary product would be free. Anybody would come to download our app or visit the website to get. But if they want a notification or they want to get a pop-up ad to load it before 15 to 20 minutes, then they would have to pay. Or if they don't, yes. And if they don't want to see ads, then they could also subscribe. That would be a good feed experience, so they wouldn't see any ads there if they subscribe to us.
Any other questions from the judges? And that's any question? Yeah, your whole thesis seems to be
your whole project seems to be based on the assumption that power interruptions are all from pre-planned load shedding. What does your research show? What percentage of power interruptions are actually unplanned?
10 to 15% are unplanned. Those are for the power failures and repairs. It is about 10 to 15% range.
All right. Another question? Thank you very much. Thank you. Can I have Mike Estefan? It's exciting, huh? Exciting, and good energy. I'll come up when the time is up. Really exciting stuff. You know, 2.5 years ago, we were trying to do this on the rooftop of American Club, like totally sitting over here, and then now we're exciting stories. So we're going to start in just 2 seconds. We're going to just grab their tea because it doesn't need their energy. So yeah, like I said, 2.5 years ago, we're on the rooftop with like 8 people. Can you believe it? 8 people. And it started off just with a dinner at our house with a massive dinner and COVID. I said, like, hey, can we get started? Can we do something like an event or community and bring the community together? And so yeah, and they were like, okay, let's go, let's do something. So we got onto the rooftop. The first event was 8. Second event, we had about 20 people. And from the 20 people, we went to 60. 60 people went over to 600. 600 over people went to over a community of 1,000 people. And it just keeps growing. And what's exciting is that this growing community is in collaboration with all the other startup events that are happening too. We're not the only ones. There's plenty of people doing things. You know, Startup Cup Social happening, Startup Weekend happening, and it's fantastic. You know why? Because it just raises the awareness for everyone about the startup community and entrepreneurship. Because entrepreneurship is what's going to lead this country forward, and that's what we know. Because our fathers' generation built from scratch, and now is the opportunity for these young men and women to lead the way for the next Bangladesh. So I hope that you encourage and show that energy when you clap, so that they can feel this, right? Good. All right. So we are going to get started again. So when I do say start, you start. And if you need that 1 minute, I will just stand up. All right? Okay. Judges ready? All right. Start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bijan, co-founder of Life Puzzle Partners. Now, what are the 3 things that you need to make a powerful business decision? First, you need market data, but with only that, you're not going to have your full decision. Second thing you need to understand your internal business data. Now, once you combine these 2 parts of the information, what it next is access to this data, which right now you have in your PDF reports, they do the daily reports and everything. What if I say to you, I'll give you this data in this? An interactive dashboard that has all the market data, most of data, and return analysis of the business so that you can make powerful business decisions. Let's take a look at the market. Bangladesh is a growing market. If you consider revenue line of USD 10 million to 500 million, there are 500 plus companies as of now. That includes FMCGs, FIs, capital markets, and impact investments. And this market is growing. Right now, it might be just USD 10 million a year, but this will grow 30 plus times in the next 3 years. And to get to the next billion, you have to change the status quo of how businesses make decisions as of now. Let us take a look at the pain point of a second generation CEO. The information is there. Central bank has a lot of information. The Bureau of Statistics has a lot of information. There's a lot of information the internal business has, but they are just in the form of Excel sheets in 100 different files. With information in what we call 100 different people. What if you have all this information in this particular dashboard, ready to focus on your core competencies of making decisions? And that's what we want to bring here for Life Puzzle Partners. Now, what's the status quo so far? What we have done so far? We have target customers in 3 broad segments. As of now, in the 10th month of operation, we have 35 clients in the private, government, and the impact investment sector. In the private sector, we have worked with Mitsubishi, Generac, Starbucks, hedge funds international, and top local corporates. In the government sector, we worked with Hakawasa so far. On the impact investment, we have worked with Swiss Contact Care and Fedra. Since then, the larger equity deal we have raised via business analytics is around USD 7.5 million. Right now, we're doing a syndication facility based on information with 7 banks that is worth USD 250 million. Deal flow till then is 75,000 US dollar as of now, and our burn rate is less than 4,000 US dollar per month. And we have already published 2 impact investments white paper with Gary. Let me talk a bit about the competition at this particular point in time. The competition comes in the form of market data from companies like AC Nielsen and from dashboards from companies like TCS and Globo. But none of them provides a seamless solution as of now for the whole value chain as we do. I just to highlight 2 episodic deals that we have particularly done. One is with Hakawasa, that to scale up the sludge management system of Bangladesh, which is a technology for. The second episodic deal we are doing right now with corporate structuring, which is the large Chicago-based conglomerate. This is the team we have right now. We have Saif right there, and all of us have backgrounds in investment and corporate banking, like CPHs, Stancy, Deloitte. And we want to see that going forward, the investment influx in Bangladesh is going to grow. And as bigger investments come from outside, there's going to be need for data analytics, and that's where we globally position. Right now, we're focused on local market, but we do want to go global, where the business analytics market is $300 billion per year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's all about the minutes. It's all right. And you convince these guys also. Questions, judges. I meant the microphone.
I'm a little bit confused as how much time does it take to customize a dashboard for a particular business? You have 35 clients. Was it a 1-week engagement, a month engagement, or how standardized?
It depends on the amount of data that the customer wants. Suppose if he wants a full-fledged data like a restructuring well-being for a particular local conglomerate, it takes around 2 months. But if you just want say one segment of the business, you want to look at the segment that should I go invest in this particular business or not. So you collect market data about say 15-20 days, and for the next 10 days you build the financial model and the business critical parameters. So that takes around a month. So it varies depending on the customer base.
So I think what differentiates you from, say, a Bloomberg or a Thomson Reuters in terms of getting data is the difficulty of getting Bangladeshi data. Right. So how hard is it to get this data? How hard would it be for Bloomberg or somebody else to try to do this?
There are 2 aspects to it. In Bangladesh, it has a lot of the data you collect is for your networks. Like we use our university alum networks extensively. So, and you have to talk with these people, and you have to use techniques such as mystery shopping. You go to a particular shop, you talk to the salesperson and get information. So nothing is very structured there. All the information are there, but you have to employ a lot of localistic attitudes and techniques to get those data. For someone coming from outside, it would be much more easier to tie up with a local partner as opposed to setting up a whole infrastructure here helping the data.
So is there a fee for customer dashboard and a license fee?
Right now, we're going with bill based, so we haven't figured out our repeat customer yet because usually we market at a yearly basis. We have customer first year of operation, monthly data as of 2013. For the next 10 comes, we will go very quickly.
Service based, or is it license based?
Service based.
Why?
We're testing it out, and they like the service, and when if they want to review it, then we'll go subscription based.
Any other questions? Oh, Master Museum.
Credibility of your data with the application.
Definitely.
What are you trying to do for that?
Definitely, because first of all, you need to build a reputation. Given our background, we do have a certain amount of reputation because all of the clients that we have was our bank clients as well from our banking desk. And when you get clients like Mitsubishi, then that means they have a trust on your data. We have a very responsive methodology that we share with the client. This is what we're doing exactly. This is what we're doing exactly. So everything is very transparent, and they can also back check if they want, which they haven't done so far, but they can.
I was wondering how your business model takes into account political risk, social risk, it's all driven by investment, but investors won't come if there's upheaval.
Yeah, definitely. And in fact, we did have a lean month during November, December when the investment was a bit less. But things like reassuring the customer with Moody's ratings, like Moody has been with this, and showing that despite the political intervention, there has been a 6 to 7% growth over the last decade, and that is where the future lies, even the 8th largest consumer market here. So highlighting those kind of points and giving them mitigants that if you do this, your set would be unsure. So those things are there, but definitely it's a challenge. It's going to be there in emerging markets. That's given.
All right. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Can I get Panacea up here next? Who buys medicine here? We have to leave. All right, and your time starts now.
Hi, we're Panacea, and we are here to tell you if the medicine you buy is real or not. We give you the power to verify your own medicine. We need this in Bangladesh because Bangladesh has a medicine market of $1.6 billion, but 1 in every 20 or 5 to 10% of all these drugs are fake, making the total market of 30 million. It's a very dangerous situation. Why does this happen? It happens because medicine strips here are not unique and government oversight is weak. So, what do we do about it? We make every medicine unique and enable consumers to verify the authenticity of the medicine they buy. How do we do it? We print a unique code on every medicine strip of our partner farmers, and we save the codes along with the medicine info in our servers. So when these medicines reach the consumers, they request verification through our SMS service or a mobile application. If the requested code is listed with Panacea, we send them a confirmation of that medicine authenticity. Exposure Index is a real-time live map of all the counterfeit reports happening from the market so that government can take accurate measures based on this data. We also have inbuilt sales data like how many medicines are being sold of the general index of the country. What we already have, we have interest from the 2 largest pharmas in the market, and we're possibly going to have a pilot testing with the 3rd largest pharma in the country in the next few months. Success metrics will be based on the market share of our partner farmers and the verification request we get per period, and also the threats we receive. Believe me, I have received some. Panacea's market will be available to anyone who has a feature phone, and we have 100 plus consumers who have it in Bangladesh, and there are 150 plus companies in the market as well. Market structure looks like this. 10 of the largest companies hold 50% of the market share, and the rest goes alongside. So realistically, for 3 years, we're going to partner with 5 farmers with a total market share of 25% and allow scientific consumers to verify their medicines. Now, competition-wise, there are a few. There's Proxil in Africa, Pharmaceutical in India, Booster in the US. But the barrier to entry will be country knowledge, because I seriously thought, why don't I launch in India first? But because Bangladesh is my home country, and I have more access to the industry here, this will be a better market for me, and also the focus on their tech. The team is very important. We have a government liaison, who is John Secretary of the Ministry of Health, who's going to get a sort of meeting. And we have a lot of medical professionals in my family. And Global Health Strategies is a policy partner. It's based in the US, so it's going to advise on policies on how to approach the government and such. And we have Kaufman Foundation as our outreach partner, who's taking us to the US in July to help us develop this technology. Cost and revenue-wise, our year-one cost will be $150,000, and most of it will be used to launch a service and a marketing campaign, and the revenue per company will be $50,000, give or take a few $1,000. The revenue projections is very, look at the working here, that's the thing to see the period. And so exit options will be to sell to our competitors, because if you want to get out of the market, then we will tell them that stocks will come as a customers, and also we can sell a license to operate in this market to the pharmaceuticals in my country as well. So next step would be to get the government support in this so that they meet this serialization and mandatory requirement for the pharmaceuticals to follow here. That would give the consumers a lot of safety and also a lot of added sales for the pharmaceuticals. We are working with the concerned authorities for the drug administration and Ministry of Health and Ministry of Health. So stay with Panacea. The future is original. Thank you.
Thank you. Judges, questions?
Yes. One thing I noticed about $130 million, and your threats by people.
Yeah, of course.
Not only is it dangerous for you in this country to do that, but
these people are going to figure out a way to circumambulate your serialization process because it's 130 million bucks, right? But what have you thought about that? What is your strategy to counter that? And do you have a bodyguard?
Not yet, not a little complex. So what happened before was you could take one medicine and make 1,000 or 1,000 copies of it and sell it to the consumers for a cheaper amount of money. But now, because we have a different code for every medicine stream, you can only make one copy from one medicine packet. So the cost of counterfeiting is very high now. So it would deter that. But of course, as they're intelligent, I'll get more intelligent as well. The police in that country is very intelligent, but the thieves are. So the process goes like this.
You know, the fundamental challenge you face is not counterfeit, it's whether something is generic, acceptable or not. Because I don't know how you actually prove that the chemical combination of a generic pharmaceutical product is counterfeit.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that pharmaceutical in your hand comes from the source it is supposed to come. I am not going to check the chemical composition. That's not the plan.
But I'm sorry, is counterfeit an issue here?
Yeah, definitely. Because, for example, if you buy a medicine from a company and you have the wrong medicine, someone else made a copy of it and sold you with a substandard formula, that's the counterfeit as well. So that's the issue because I'm blocking them from supplying you counterfeit medicines that are not checking them.
Any more questions?
Yeah. One quick question I had is that you at one point you mentioned that you're gonna how to do the government.
Yes.
You make it a vendor. You understand that once you make it a government requirement, you have to go through a tender and everything. And you will not be the only player.
No, of course.
You will have to allow other players.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, why don't you just do a like bottom-up marketing? Because pharmaceutical companies definitely try to talk to benefit of it. You know, I mean, why do you want to do the government route?
Because it will open up the market for me. For now, for me, I have to go to every pharmaceutical store, ask them, this is the benefits I can give, why don't you take the service? But if it is open for all, like this has happened in the European Union, so that the whole market opens and then I can pursue even more pharmaceuticals.
Very good. 5 players control 80% of the market.
Yeah.
So why do you need to go to government?
Because they need a little bit push to get the system in their system, get the service in their system. Because they're a little reluctant to take it, even if it's a benefit for consumers, but it increases the sales amount. Because when you give to the consumers that my medicine is verified and no one can make a copy of it, and it gives them automatic sales.
One last question.
So in terms of consumer awareness, that's really critical because the consumer has to know whether or not to look it up in order for them to get any value out of it. Can you explain more about how you can do that?
Yes. How they're going to do it is there is a system in Bangladesh called Provide Research Points. It's like the same as the POS machines in the US, because you credits is everywhere. So I'm going to install a flyer or a banner in every one of those. I talked with the Association of Mobile Research Points. So consumers are going to know about them. And I'm also going to ensure my presence in the pharmacies and hospitals so that consumers get to know that this is a problem in the country and there is a way to verify the medicine. And also in the pills that are listed with me, I have that thing printed on the back of it.
All right. Thank you so much. Can I have Singularity up here? Do you feel a little safer with the medicine? All right. Up next, we have Singularity, and your time starts. Wait, Doug, are you ready? Doug's ready? All right, time starts now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ishar Krishnam, co-founder of Singularity Limited. Today, I'm not going to pitch you any idea or any product. First of all, I'm going to pitch you a service which can save a life. And your return on investment is worth of the value of a life. But before taking you in detail, I want to take you to a journey where I'm going to show you how we are saving a life.
In Bangladesh, every year, thousands of people die in need of emergency blood transfusion. In case of medical injury, it takes only 6 minutes for a human brain to run out of oxygen. In an operating theatre, life of a patient may lead to severe damage within 15 minutes if sufficient blood is not provided to him or her. In our country, traffic condition is so poor that a self-willing person to donate blood cannot reach the location in time. It takes on average 2 hours to reach Dhaka Medical Hospital from Kolkata in weekdays. There are thousands of heroes out there who are ready to donate blood, but the major barrier is getting the information and reaching the patient on time. Idea. A mobile app which will connect the victims with blood donors instantly. Once tapped, it will send an SOS to all the enlisted matched profile donors within the radius of 5 kilometers. Even using the GPS, the app will show the shortest possible route to the victim. Tap now, save life.
So this is basically what Lifeline is. So I'm going to show you a current scenario of what the status quo is right now. We need 1,100 bags of blood every day, which sums up to 400k bags of blood a year. So how is this large amount of blood there on the current status quo? There are 2 solutions. Number 1, the blood donation agencies, and number 2, the blood banks. In the blood donation agencies, they are too slow. Trust me, they are too slow. You need to inform them before a day or 2 to get blood on time. And in the blood bank, the condition is even worse. They preserve blood in a very unhealthy condition. Now, we wouldn't take blood from an unhealthy condition and risk your life, right? So, we have a pretty interesting demographic. 38% of the population of Bangladesh can actually donate blood, whereas surprisingly, only 0.5% is actually donating it. So, where is the basic problem? The basic problem we figured out is to read the right information on right time and on right place. So how this problem can be solved? We found a very powerful tool, the mobile and internet. We have 140 million mobile users in Bangladesh, and among them 36 million are internet users. And if we can use this tool, we can actually save a life. And hence we introduced Lifeline, a mobile application which actually connects the blood donors and receivers directly within your location and within the shortest possible time. And even on Lifeline, you can actually, the donor and receiver both can see each other's location inside the application or website. Lifeline can be accessible from both the mobile application, as you see we have a map, and also from the website, lifeline.com.bd. You can check it out. The application is also available in Google Play. So what's our future integration plan? Our future integration plan is to develop an iOS application and introduce Lifeline on SMS and USSD so that you can, a feature phone user can also use Lifeline. Our project diversification includes to install IOS in different hospitals and launch it in different countries. Our revenue generation stream is basically on the SMS, USSD, and Lifeline kiosks. So whenever anyone taps, we earn money. Lifeline, bridging the gap between life and death. Thank you. And it's your time to think what the value of the life is. Any questions?
I love that energy. I love that. Great. Can we get some questions from the judges?
Oh. Yes, you can download it from Google Play, and it's also, the link is available on lifeline.com.bd. You can check it out.
How are you going to make money?
It's very simple. I gave you a demographic of we need 400k bags of blood a year, right? So these 400k of bag of blood need a tap, and we earn on every tap because the SMS is sent. It's going to relate to SMS, so we earn from that SMS money, and it's also available from the USSD money. Yes. Oh, okay. That's a very interesting question. We have talked with different partners, different university partners like the outreach partners. They're going to do some university activations, and we have also, you saw the Lifeline kiosks, it's being installed in different hospitals. We have talked with the high officials of government, so they have assured that they will do that. So once they do that, we will have a physical penetration. We are also running an online penetration, so Facebook advertisement, Google AdSense. So that's basically driving all the donors in our database.
Do you have any stats on how many people are actually dying because they're not getting the blood in time? Just want to get an idea of how inadequate the current
current solutions?
Actually, right now, the amount of people who are dying because they don't get blood. This is a very sad part story. Like I had one of my friends who had the same blood group of his father, but he didn't find a donor and he was underweight, so he couldn't give blood, and his father died in front of his eyes. So that's a very sad story, you know. And the amount of patients, it's it's under the table because no one wants to discuss on those issues because it's the prestige of the hospitals and stuff.
Any other question?
For the life of me, I don't know why I would sign up to be a donor. What's in it for me as a?
Don't you want to be a hero by saving a life? And doesn't a life even have a value?
But the second part of this is, yes, everybody wants to be a hero, but I don't want to die being a hero, and I'm not.
Nothing to die donating blood, right? Every person can donate blood every 4 months. 4 months.
It depends how the blood is collected, because some collection is not done in a way that I would agree.
You see, you are not forced to donate blood, but once you get there, you see the information, you talk with him over phone, you can communicate with him. So it's your choice to either to donate or not, because we give you 100 options once you want blood, right? 100 donors numbers, contacts we give you. So it's basically your option to donate blood or not. We don't force anyone. It's a voluntary thing, and we believe life should have a value. Any other questions? Thank you, Michael.
All right, thank you. All right, up next we have Shoti Bazaar, and that will be our last speech of the day. 7 exciting ones, 7 and last one. All right. And your time starts.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Let's see what are the problems and what is the solution. And here, there is no time to go outside and buy vegetables. Suddenly, they found Shoti Bazaar, and he thinks that maybe Shoti Bazaar will be surprise gift to her wife tonight. Let's see. Shoti Bazaar delivery teams deliver ready product, get ready product, and deliver to their home. And within 3 hours, they deliver to our subscriber. And let's see another, and then they live happily life. And let's see, this is another problem. Shoes are selling in the super fancy market, and vegetables in our country are selling in the streets. Let's we have to change this tradition, and we have to change the world, and we have to enjoy the healthy life. We produce organic vegetable, and we never use formalin to our product to keep it fresh. We use hygienic packets, and it is ready to cook. Our package is mixed vegetable. Okay. We deliver free home delivery, and price is quite reasonable. And it's, our targeted customer is not only online buyer, then super shops, then institution, and as the importer of vegetables. And our targeted customer is 1.2 billion US dollar per year sales, and we are expecting. Bangladesh government is getting 20% incentive in this sector to develop our agriculture industry. So why not we help our government to run this industry? And as a startup company, 20% profit is quite good profit at very early stage. I'm sorry. So this is our team. Actually, this is my family. And apart from this team, we have farmers and we have advisor. And being startup company, these countries are our competitor, and they're far ahead from us in many ways. And in the local market, we have local suppliers, local producer, and branded super shops. They are our competitor. And we have, this is my milestone, we have started our journey early of 2013, and after soft launch and testing, we are making revenue from online sales, and we are expecting export to Singapore. We have already had some meeting with Singapore, one of the biggest buyer of Singapore from July. And why I am here? I want to create a modern integrated agro industry in this country, which will serve really good, best quality vegetable to our local people and as well international people. Our business model is very simple. We produce the product, sell it to the customer, and making money on that. And our marketing team will follow this kind of activities for exports. We are targeting online marketing, B2B, and for online sales, we are targeting telemarketing, and for institution and super shop sales, we are targeting face-to-face marketing, then Google advertisement, and etc. And I do believe that on the next upcoming time, agro industry will be one of the biggest industries in this country. Thank you very much.
Questions? Who wants to say veggies? So my question is around cost competitiveness. You have an increased cost because of the delivery service system. So how are you going to compete with the guys who are selling on the street who don't have that? The merchants on the street, they don't have to deliver, so they have a lower cost structure. Okay, how
so if you get the good quality, we consider the good quality product and fresh, and people will pay a little bit more.
So you are charging a premium plus
in the product. Maybe. Because I always try to. I'm spending most of the time with them, so I'm trying to make them happy, and so that they can work. Yes.
This is a great idea. How do you compete with the grocery stores who might just adding a delivery business existing infrastructure? How do you compete with that?
Do I compete?
Compete with the grocery stores.
Yeah. So we just supply to our grocery stores our branded product, so that they can go to grocery shops and we can buy from shops. So I already know that super shops is our targeted customer.
Any other questions?
So, are you going to scale up by having other farmers sign on as well to make produce, or is it going to be just farmers?
How are you
going to scale it?
Scale the business.
Or
And to we just increase our buyer to no, farmer will come and help us.
There are hundreds of different kinds of fruits and vegetables in Bangladesh. Are you going to be able to provide all of them to your customers? And how do I know whether I can trust that your products don't have formalin?
So the delivery man will keep a formalin testing machine with them, and they can instantly test the formalin is present or not. It's the all product is most of the product will produce by ourselves in our own industry, so I can control ourselves.
We have another.
Yes, I'm Ambassador Muslim on the day. I want to ask you a question. Would you also include the fruits also? Because nowadays you are already about taking the fruit. You talked about the vegetable.
Only vegetable right now.
So you are going to plan fruit?
No.
Only vegetable.
Only vegetable right now.
Thank you.
Sure. Last question, real quick, 30 seconds.
One quick question. Testing machine.
Yeah.
How expensive?
Above 1 lakh each.
All right. So thank you very much. That ends our presentation. So a couple of things I'd like to just announce. The winner of this today, I would say the winner. Everyone is a winner at the end of the day. But first place, there's a $3,000 prize money. Second place, we have a $750 prize money with a mini iPad. Third place, we have a mini iPad. And then all top 7 will be getting mentorship from global and local mentors. But we invite all the startups that are here. Startup Dhaka, Sirius Global, we will all try to help you and matchmake as much as we can. For now, Ovidio and Natalia will take the judges for deliberations. And then we have all the startups that are showcasing over here on the right, and we also have tea outside. So please mingle, look at the startups, and be back here exactly at 4:15 to start again. All right? Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Tea for everyone outside. Please get their tea. Can I get the music on? You should have been up there. You are. Sorry? I'm not doing it. Oh. There's like 2 pictures. I applied. Down. Get them on the right track. I applied. I didn't put the results. Yeah. Anyway,
Do you know technology? My friend is having trouble with internet connection. Do you know who we can talk to? That man? White shirt? Okay.
তুমি এটা তো ফাঁকা থাকবে, তুমি এদিকে চলে আসবে। এটা এখানে থাকবে, লাইট চলছে, সমস্যা নেই, ওটা পিছনে চলে যাবে তারপরে এটা থাকবে। না, তুমি এখানে চলে আসো। পরে 5টার সময়, 5টার আগে তুমি তোমার জায়গাটা বসে বসে। না, তুমি জাস্ট এখানে তো ক্যামেরাটা, ওখানে শুধু ক্যামেরা থাকবে, তো তোমার ওখানে থাকা তুমি সাইডে চলে এসো। ওকে, এই সাইডে একটা চেয়ার নিয়ে বসে রাখো। ক্যামেরাটা পিছনে মানে দেখো, আর এই যে ক্যামেরার জায়গা এটা, ঠিক আছে? আর পেছনটা আপনি করে চেয়ার দেন চেয়ার দেন এটা লাগে এটা পরে সরান এটা পরে সরান আমরা ওটা হাতে নেই ওটা হাতে এটা দিয়ে দেন আটা ছেড়ে আপনাদের পাশে রাখেন এখন দেখেন সবাই সেট
Everyone seated. Around 6:20. So again, everyone tries to get seated again, right? We're starting very shortly. Please get seated. And again, who's the least high up here? Who's the least high? Where we see the press signs, you guys can just sit back, that would be helpful. You can sit on the left side. First two rows are going to be clear. Press signs come in. Please keep the back two rows where it says the press signs clear. That's
Sorry, I'm এখানে কাজ চেয়ারে পিছিয়ে গেছি খাওয়া যাবে না বাট এটা দেখেন আপনি ঠিক আছে গেছে
guys, can I get sit? Please, we're going to start and resume our session again. You guys will showcase it again at around 6:20, so please.
এটা তো বেশ প্রবলেম হবে বুঝছো, এখানে তোমার একজন থাকতে হবে, কেউ একজন এখানে থাকতে হবে তোমাদের মধ্যে থেকে, কারণ যখন ক্যামেরা চলে আসবে সেখানে তো অনেক কেবলস আছে, দেখো এখানে কেবল ওদের কেবল ইউজ করা যাবে না, ওদের কোনো কিছু ইউজ করা যাবে না, মানে এটা ওরা এসে দেখা যাবে দখল করে দেবে প্রেসে। ওখানে আসলে কি হবে না? তোর সাথে আর কেউ নাই? ধরো জাস্ট ছাড়ো ছাড়ো
Hello, can I get everyone's attention please? Showcasing startups. You guys gotta stop right now. We've got to get it going. You guys can showcase again at 6:20. You have plenty of time. Startups.
Perfect.
On the right hand side. Panacea, buckets in the air. Everyone, guys, come. Take a seat, please. We get started.
এবার ঠিক আছে না? এবার ঠিক আছে।